it. But anyway, I think it's an interesting market. These little boutiques, CRM being created. So anyway, on the sales training, I found this one interesting also. The top marketing strategies for SMEs in 2021. There's some really depressing news here. This is by David Fairthul on just came out February 9th here. Research from the U.S. Chamber of Commerce Small Business Index reveals that 50% of small businesses concerned that they'll have to permanently close in the next year if the economic climate doesn't change. And so the top strategies they suggested to adopt for a survival person is to get to know your audience. That's kind of obvious. Explore omni-channel growth. Again, that's a layup. Incorporate shoppable content. This one caught my attention a little bit. Consumers live online and they shop online. They live online and they shop online also. This number, with a whopping 60% of people saying they discovered new products on Instagram. Now, Will, guilty as charged here.
Really?
I bought product. Yes, I find Instagram like I don't really go to Facebook anymore. I'm always on Instagram, and they seem to know what I kind of like. And I've actually bought products off of the Instagram. So I believe that number is 6%. So as a result, the social commerce trend is predicted to boom in 2021, whereby user engagement on social media is converted directly into sales. I believe that one. Number 4, as far as strategy, integrate innovative technology. Now, this one kind of had a little flavor to it, which is why I added it. So when they talk about innovative technology, research from Quantcast and Force Insight revealed that of 500 marketers, 52% had noticed a growth in sales, while 51% had noticed a growth in customer retention since introducing AI capabilities into their ecosystem. I've been saying for a little bit now since the pandemic that there's 4 ways to grow your business, right? Gain new clients, retain, upsell, cross-sell, and reactivate the old. And I think retention is one of the most underutilized growth strategies in the market today. And if they can use AI to do that, I think that's a great strategy. What are your thoughts, Will?
I'm going to go back to point 3 here, incorporate shoppable content. As I'm losing my voice as I'm going through this episode, so I'm going to be hoarse as heck by the end of it. Victor, I'm surprised that you use social media. I'm surprised that you spend time scrolling on Instagram.
What? Why?
Just from a productivity standpoint.
Oh, I love Instagram. I gotta be honest. I like Instagram. I don't know why. I love the short. What is it? IGTV? I like IGTV. And so I actually engage with Instagram and LinkedIn. Probably the only 2 mediums I engage with. But I think Instagram is a little different. You can get some news snippets, right? Get a couple of updates from people, but I love the news snippets because I can control what I consume in terms of media content from that standpoint. And I just happen to see once in a while a product I like. I don't know why you're surprised, Will.
Honestly,
you don't use Instagram at all?
No, I don't use any social media at all. And I'm not criticizing you here. I'm genuinely interested, right? Because you're clearly very successful. So I'm genuinely not taking the piss. I'm not having a slight at you here. I'm just surprised. I can't use social media because it sucks too much time for me personally. Anyway, it sucks too much time, and I find it does. I just skew, not necessarily my opinions on things, but it skews the path of my day. Now, to be fair, if I go on Instagram, it is all golden retrievers and extreme sports, like skateboarding, mountain biking, and things like that. So it is a complete waste of time. There's no news. There's nothing relevant or interesting on there. It is just trying to suck my attention into the screen. But like you, I don't use Facebook. I struggle to get on LinkedIn. It takes actual willpower. I've trained myself not to use social media so much that I have to force myself to get on LinkedIn to post, which is why I barely ever post on there, which is a problem because it's a great platform to share content.
I think I spent, if I were to calculate the total amount of time I spent on mostly LinkedIn, Instagram, maybe YouTube once in a while, but mostly LinkedIn and Instagram, I say I spent about 45 minutes to an hour a day total combined for both, which is, the thing is, I get the pulse of people's thoughts. For example, on LinkedIn, I like to read posts or watch short videos from other people who are selling, who have new product announcements and things of that nature. Believe it or not, Twitter, if you do it the right way, is a great tool. So I only follow about 14 or 15 people on Twitter. I got 14,000 followers, but I only follow like 14 people at most, maybe less. And I get the updates I want, and it's usually from great companies like Gartner, Forrester that give me updates. So I guess I curate the content a little more. And then Instagram is just pure entertainment. I have to be honest. I'm not going to sit here and try to say I'm going to try to intellectualize Instagram. I am not. I'm not. That's pure mental candy right there for me.
Yeah, you threw YouTube in there. I probably spend 40 minutes on YouTube a day. So that kind of is my mental candy, I guess. So I just thought it was interesting of how clearly people have preferences. I guess it's how you want to consume content, how your brain is wired, perhaps. I know some of the science on whether people are like audio focused or kinesthetic or visual focused. The science behind that can be a little bit sketchy at times. But yeah, I guess it's kind of what has sucked you in and what entertained you over time. Interesting. Right.
You know what? I thought you were saying that because of my age.
I knew.
Since I'm bringing up the tail end of the baby boomers, I thought you were just picking up my age here, man.
That's why I kind of prerequisited the comment by about 15 different things, because I knew you were gonna think that, because it's an obvious thing to think about, isn't it? When you're your age, you're like, why is Victor, this ancient dude, why is he using Instagram? What the heck? Now, if you say you're using TikTok every day, now I'm starting to get worried, because TikTok is just a mess of idiots. I'm calling out.
I have never been on TikTok.
I've tried it, but it's just, and there's quite a few business people who are having success on it right now. So maybe it's something that we should take more seriously. But because clearly,
even I was going to mention, like we mentioned this before, Clubhouse.
Yep.
Are you familiar with that yet?
I may be
here.
Yeah, it's massive. It's come up in loads of conversations. I might be being. I literally had a phone call about it today with a large CRM organization who wants me to be involved with their Clubhouse efforts. Now, if it wasn't for them being involved, I wouldn't be involved with it at all, because it's just another distraction for me.
It is. I've gone on several times on Clubhouse, and I think it's. I view it as a waste of time. But maybe again, I'm the old guy in the room, the 50-year-old guy at the disco that doesn't see it. Right? Just go, I don't get it. But it seems like I just don't get it, Will. Unless there's a reason, again, if you partner with a company that says, look, here's our strategy. We want to, drive more traffic, then I get that. I'm sure people are making money and doing well at it. I just didn't want to add an extra social media arrow, that I had to deal with. So anyway.
Yeah, and I think that's a learning point for the audience as well. If I could take one thing away from just our quick spiel there, it's find something that works and do it, especially if you're social selling. It's probably LinkedIn, right? It's probably not podcast, YouTube, all these different social media platforms. But yeah, if you're wasting time on a social media platform, just remember, we talked about this in the past, you are the product. You being on the platform consuming content are creating revenue and finance for these organizations. It's an exchange here. So just be careful of how you're spending your time.
Hey, by the way, Will, were you the one that suggested that if it's free, you're the product? Is what you're alluding to, right? Were you the one that suggested that these conversations are actually being recorded? And they're using sentiment analysis to analyze the actual conversations or whatever it may be. Were you the one that suggested that? I thought that was an interesting insight.
I didn't suggest it. I might have told you that because it's fact.
Okay. That's okay. So you probably were the one that told me that.
Yeah.
I think that's interesting.
It's insane. Just think about everything you've ever searched for on Google is recorded in a history. Now, I know my Google search results. I wouldn't want my mum or dad to see them, right? Now, you go on Instagram. Depending on what you're searching for on Instagram, there's plenty of stuff on there that I perhaps wouldn't want my dad to have a look at. Facebook and stuff, maybe less. But all of this content, all of this data, even if it's anonymized in that there's just a number attached to it rather than your specific name, which is not the case with Facebook products. It's literally tied to you, and it's tied to all of the pictures you've ever put up. So they could use facial recognition to pick you out in a crowd and target you with ads if they wanted to. That to me is scary.